Alright, so the fingers crossed thing didn't go so well because we were only on the road for about 20 miles and here it is. We were only on the road for about 20 miles and we snapped the lugs straight off of this hub. And so now we only had 2 lug nuts and keepers holding that wheel on. So it ejected, bounced in the air, hit Dana's car. Luckily it hit the roof, but in the process it ripped a rooftop oversized load sign clear off. So she turned around. We got me up to an off ramp. She turned around, drove back up the road, turned back around and found her sign. So she's coming to find me. Now the problem with that, having the tire out in a field about 5 miles back, is I only had 2 low pro tires with me and I already used those on that new axle we put on. So I went around and I started tightening down the rest of these lug nuts. And this hub already had a snapped lug on it. And then I snapped another one. And so now I've got to take this tire off and I've got to take the tire off and try and back those out. So wish me luck. I'm going to keep working and hopefully we'll get it done.
A few moments later.
So our plans have completely been thrown out the window at this point because I already showed you when we were on the side of the road back there, up a little ways, that we had lost a couple of tires and that the studs were all broken off and the hubs were bad and the leaf springs were getting flattened out. Well, I talked to the crew that's supposed to come up here and fix it up for us, and they're not going to get on the road today. They said they could do it in the morning. Well, it's only 11 o'clock right now and they're only 2 hours away, so they'd be here at 1. They'd have it done by about 3. And I'm not, it's not my place to complain or, say anything bad about them. It's not my crew. I can't tell somebody else how to run their show. But I did talk to my boss, and considering everything that's, the time frame and everything, he's just going to have us flag down, which is what Dana started doing now. And I figured I'd just kind of give you guys a little lowdown real quick before I get helping her on getting this thing unhooked. But we're just going to push it straight back to that corner over there by that white FedEx truck. And then we're going to get on the road because we got another load back in Ohio in Van Wert. And then we're going to take that about 2 hours west over to Rochester, Indiana. And then we get to go home for a few days. Now there is going to be some more loads next week because you're probably wondering, well, how's this thing getting back up down to Chicago? Well, next week we're going to come back all the way up to Wisconsin and pick it back up to then take it back to Chicago. So it's not the last time we're going to see this pile of crap.
And I still think, even with all new hardware, we're still going to have problems because this thing leans so much.
That's right. They're bringing 5 brand new axles. We already put 1 brand new axle on yesterday. Spent 3 hours of our time doing that for absolutely no reason at this point.
Yep. It's been a day.
It's been a day.
This is a unit. All the other 3 were so much smoother than this one, even the one we had to put the axle on. We changed a few tires, that's fine, that's normal, but this is abnormal.
It's
and
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous that we have to come all the way back up to Wisconsin, but hopefully we'll get a run that will bring us into this area to then come to Wisconsin.
That's right, actually. I talked to my boss. He said he's got some loads coming up out of DeKalb next week that'll bring us into this area, so we won't have to completely run a whole deadhead from Michigan. Right now we're about straight west of our hometown. You just got to go across the puddle that they call Lake Michigan. So right now, to go home, we would have to drive all the way down around Chicago, back up to where we live at. And so when we come back out, at least he's going to have other loads for us to pick up out of the Chicago area that'll bring us back up north towards this area. Because otherwise, we'd literally be driving from exactly due east of this spot down all the way around the lower side of Lake Michigan to come back north. Through Chicago, no less, just to come back here to get this giant pile of crap. But you know, we'll just take it as it comes, and we're gonna get unhooked and push this thing back, hook Dana's car up, drive 6 hours to Ohio, pick one up, take it to Rochester, and then we're gonna go home for about 4 or 5 days and forget that this mess all took place. Except for I made a video about it, so it'll be forever entombed on the interweb, and so I guess I won't be able to forget about it.
No.
All right.